Hello everyone, this is Moses from Wilona's Cave, and this is a video to show the current alpha version. This game is for sale. The one that is for sale is a solo journaling game for being a space opera bounty hunter. But I really enjoyed making this game. It's a brochure type game. Okay, this is the version 0.3 alpha. It's available for paid tier Patreon members. They have 0.2 alpha, so I've done even more work with this system, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking it. What I decided to do was make this into a solo RPG journaling game, universal game engine. So you could do, it's genreless, so you could play with this rule brochure and additional pages I'm creating. You could play anything you want. Now, before I continue, and I'll demonstrate, or I'll tell you what happened. I did a play test to really test the system with any genre. I said, you know what? What's the most quirkiest thing nobody would ever do, kind of RPG? And I played Sparkbound, and it went off the wall. I wish it was live. I wish I recorded, because it went crazy. But I could still talk about it. I'll talk about it a little later on in this video, I suppose, to help show you how this works. I played as a real estate agent that is just starting out. A real estate agent ttrpg, real estate. How boring. It wasn't boring at all. I might make it into a little short story and sell it on Amazon or wherever, whatever, just a electronic book. Oh, it was so much fun. Anyway, so things that the Patreon members have not seen yet. Well, they have. I'll put up some pictures and stuff like that so they can look at them. These are not finalized yet. This is all alpha. Okay, so let me go through them quick. Cards are here. You can see them probably. Cards are here to maybe I might add some card play into this, like encounters. Draw a card for encounters. Maybe. Okay. So let's see here. All right. So let's start with skills first. Now with this, I'll show you here. I made let's move this to the side. This should be center. I made a core skill list that should be universal. Okay? The essential toolkit, a set of core skills that span any setting, story, or character. I hope. Cross fingers. Now, I did some with my real estate agent. I did persuasion. I did leadership after she started getting more and more offices. She became the leader, the manager of a team. It got really crazy. That could be like a little HBO just amazing what you could do with solo role playing. Things like this. Okay, this is the core skills. I love skills, feats, abilities, etc. I love skill-based systems like Savage Worlds or Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay or etc. You could think of more. Okay, I love skills. I love feats. I love stunts. I love all that type of stuff. So I am going to make. I have been making, now this is because I have a long list of other things I'm doing too with EZD6 and other things like that. Mystic Warriors, EZD6 Meyer Wake edition I'm making. It's about 60 pages now, but those are also skill-based and stuff like that, or inclinations for EZD6. I'm going to try my best. I'm not trying to exaggerate. I'm trying my best to make 1,000 skills. So far, I don't know, I didn't get a count on this. A lot of this came from other things. So like musical instrument, weaving, tailoring, woodcraft, carpentry, PowerPoint development, like for power, like generating power, not PowerPoint. I should change that word. I should change it. But developing powers, countermeasures, public speaking, seduction, let's see, something, bookbinding. Okay, I even have one. I'm doing bakery where it's going to be wedding cakes. And I play tested that with Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I played Sparkbound in the World of Warhammer. And I put poison in the wedding cake. So I successfully passed the interview for a job at a noble's house. to do the wedding cake for their facility, or their their festival, or their wedding, basically. And I added poison to it. Well, obviously you could theorize why I did that. That's just how the dice roll. That's how the game played out. A lot of people there. It was kind of like the red wedding for what do you call it? The Game of Thrones. That's how it basically was. but it was because I had the wedding cake. It's not here. It's not listed here. I have another list I'm making for bakery and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter in Sparkbound. It doesn't matter how many skills you have. Let's see. This has an Oracle random encounter table, 2 verb and noun tables, and I believe maybe something else. But regardless, it's going to have everything you need to play solo. And if not, I'll make supplements for it. But I'm trying to keep all rules in this brochure. It doesn't matter how many skills you have. You could have, let me get a drink, one moment. It doesn't matter how many skills you have. The reason being, the skills, let's do this side. The skills don't matter in terms of a dice roll. You can roll the dice, and the skill won't matter. What the skill does is that it is a higher chance of unlocking an extraordinary spark. Like when you get to here, where's it at? There's an extraordinary spark right there. All the rules and stuff and what to do. You can do extraordinary things because you're skilled at it. So what you do, it's an attribute-based system. It has inspiration. The inspiration is coming from the target number of 4, which I know why Savage Worlds does that, because you could roll a d4, so you have to have a target number of 4. So logically, it makes sense for me to also have a target number of 4, but I still decided to give inspiration to Savage Worlds on my, just to be transparent. Regardless, so how this works very quickly is, let's say you have a d6 for body, and you have your spark die, which is also d6. All it takes is rolling, and your spark die succeeded. Okay, so you succeed. Okay, this was a 3, didn't get to a 4. You succeed. There's no modifiers to these dice rolls. You succeed. But if you had a skill, and you're rolling with that skill, let's say like wedding cakes, and your spark die succeeded, which it did, you now unlock the extraordinary spark. You could also unlock an extraordinary spark if you succeeded with both dice. Okay, so what a skill does is it makes it a little easier to get that extraordinary result. Okay, this is a fail-forward system where every roll is a success. You heard me. Every roll is a success. So even if I failed, a 3, there we go, a fail. Spark die is here. This is glow in the dark, by the way, that die. Spark die is there, and there's a 2 and a 3. Okay, you failed. Okay, so let's say I'm trying to get a job for the wedding cake, and they interview me. I succeed. I got the job. But now I need a roll on the complication table. There's a verb and noun, and now it introduces the complication. And also what happens, and also there's a lot of things that may or will happen with the rules, but what also happens is, because I failed, that my D6 die, attribute die, downgrades, steps down to a 4 because of that failure. But I succeeded. But now there's a complication. But now since I have a 4, oh perfect, let's say I failed again, right here, 1 and a 3 again. Let's say I got the job. There was a complication of like, now I have somebody watching me. A minor complication. It's a minor complication when it's a D6 or above attribute die. Now it's a minor complication of somebody's watching me. Let's say we rolled out that way, verb and noun. It just, we interpret it as someone's watching me. That's not good. Okay? Now I need to put poison in the wedding cake batter, and they're watching me. So now I have to do it. So let's say I roll, and I also fail now, again. I failed, but this is a success. It's a fail-forward system, but fail-forward means you did fail, but you also succeeded with a minor or major complication. So now with that minor When you're at a D4, it's a major complication. When you're at a D4, and if you get 3 fails at a D4, your story ends. Whether that is you're gone, you died, you flee, you whatever happened, I don't know. However you want to narrate, I mentioned that in the brochure, how you want it to be done. If the dragon landed on top of you and squished you on your 3rd straight failure of a D4 die roll. Okay, with this one, now that the minor was someone's looking at us, we failed. We did put the poison in. You succeeded. You put the poison in. Okay? But now you have to roll. Now it's a major complication. You roll on the tables, and then you amp it up to a major complication. And it could be, well, they saw you, I guess. They saw you. And now you roll it. They saw you. Now you're on the run. Obviously, the mission's probably failed. They know that you put something in the wedding cake batter, etc. Things like that. So those are the quick gifs of the mechanics. Okay, there's a little bit more, not a lot more. It's not a crunchy system at all, etc. Okay, let's put this to the side. Now, I'm doing. You could have as many skills as you want as long as you're advancing. 2 or 3 sessions, or if you did something really cool. You could say, okay, cool. And one of the things could be a skill. There's other things you could do, okay? But there's also stunts, and stunts are per genre. So I have like action, adventure. This is what I'm working on. Action, adventure, I'll put this out. This is urban survival, which I might change the name of. This is what it's gonna look like. That's my artwork. I did normal printing. The drawing is a lot better than this, and if you print it in high quality paper and print setting, it'll be a lot better. But that's my drawing of the tank in a Twilight 2000 setting, you could say. Not setting, but that type of game where it's just like World War III, basically World War III, because that is inspired by an Abram tank. There's dark fantasy, cyberpunk, demons, detective noir, folk horror. I even have rom-com, romance comedy. I'm gonna have stunts for romance comedy. Western, witchcraft, witches, witch hunters, space opera, galactic politics, science, fiction, mystery, pirate adventures. I'm gonna have what you're looking at here. You're gonna have a piece of artwork here like witches or whatever it is, okay? A fantasy. I might use some of my older art that I've done so far and put it in there so I could speed it up. But there's going to be things like this where you're going to have these stunts. Now, everything here might change. I'm not really liking that all allied vehicles gain +1 VP. VP is a victory point. There's no HP in here in a way. It's victory points against something. Okay, so let's say you're shooting a dragon. There's some rules, 4 criteria, things for health in a way. One of it is like an epic foe, and that's like, let's say a dragon, it would have 8 to 12 victory points depending on what you want. And remember, if you're trying to do bow and arrow and it narratively makes sense, it's not like it's 5 miles away or 8 kilometers away or whatever. If it narratively makes sense, the arrow hits true. Boom, you got a 1 hit point. And if you roll a spark while trying to do an arrow, whether you have the skill or not, you get and you get an extraordinary spark. You unlocked it. You get 2 victory points against the dragon. Okay, it always works. It's always gonna work. Okay, but if let's say you had a D4 now and you try to do a bow and arrow against the dragon, and you had a D4 and you failed, you got 1 victory point against the dragon, but now the dragon fell on top of the village that you were trying to save, and it crushed like 20 people. And now it's down there and it's just breathing fire in the village, and it just became more chaotic, or it depends on how you rolled on the verb and noun tables. But anyways, so that's what you're looking at here. It's gonna be stunts, just like this. I don't want as white space too much, so I may, this is not in, what do you call it? This is not set in stone. I might make these boxes wider. I'll probably fill it up over here. I don't want to do more artwork. I could put like weapons or a plane or something. I don't know, something over here, or people like a group of soldiers going into a building. I don't know, something here. But this is what you're going to be seeing with this system. So this is Once again, this is a genre-less solo journaling game. Okay? I originally had this as a game to play with a group, but I go, there's tons of stuff like that. There's not many genre-less soloing journaling games. And if so, I like to know. I know of a couple, I think, but I'd like to know more so I could learn, get inspired, etc. But I'm trying my best to do as simple, just like here's the rules, go and play. And here's your supplements, and I'm already at like 12 pages in this. So this is 2 pages, it's double-sided. I'm already 12 pages now. Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right, let me talk about the real estate agent really quick. How it happened, I'll say it very quickly so you can see how this worked out. I really wish I recorded it. It was so much fun. Her name was Gloria, the real estate agent. She's starting out. In this game, and I think remember, if you do buy all the links, affiliate links will be in the description below in the comment section. It's going to be the space opera game right now, but it will have where is it at? It will have the plot hook generator and mid-action generator. So if you're like, I wonder about a plot hook, roll here. I wonder about a mid-action generator. That means you roll on this and it puts you right into the action, like right away. You don't even know what's going on right away. And I rolled on with I rolled a 1, which is somewhere confined. This is mid-action. The setting was somewhere confined or collapsing. Now remember, real estate agent. And then I think it was your gear malfunctions or is missing. So you're like, well, how does that work for a real estate agent, Moses? That's why I have the or words, or. Somewhere confined or collapsing. Confined, she's in a small office, tiny office. She's just starting. She barely just got her phone, let's say. Okay? They're giving her all kinds of junk. She's brand new. They're setting her up for failure, it looks like, by giving her the old, outdated stuff. And that comes into interruption. The setting was this, confined. Interruption, your gear malfunctions or is missing. So her computer's missing. Or malfunctions, like her computer broke down because it's so old. You see how now in a real estate environment, you could do something still with this. Okay. So what happened was, she said, okay, I can't do that. I'm going to go in my car and I'm going to drive around. I'm going to print out some MLSs and I'm going to drive around to look at houses. I want to drive. She noticed that everybody is, and she became quite successful. Because I just kept playtesting it. And I changed so much of the rules because of a real estate agent, playing a real estate agent. So she said, okay, everybody's looking on a computer and everything. No one's like going into the city. No one's like going into the streets and seeing how things are. And I played it out to where she drives around. And I asked the Oracle, she wants to know safe cities. She doesn't want to do unsafe areas, graffitis or whatever, cars that have been there, that all flat tires, etc. That's what she doesn't want to do. And so I asked the Oracle, in the neighborhood I'm going to right now, is it like that? And it said no, but. It said no, but, and that requires, it's following my fantasy and sci-fi and soon to be cyberpunk and all these other things, GMEs that I'm creating. It followed the no, but. It was roll, verb, and noun. There's a silver lining. Okay? It's going to be the same kind of system, but this is more generalized GME. It's a small version of my books that I created already of the GMEs. This is just a tiny mini version that's more genre-less. Okay? And I rolled... now I remember the next word, the noun. I don't remember the verb. One moment. I don't remember the verb. Okay? That I did, but I remember the noun. The noun was death. I'm still debating if I should keep that word in there or not. A moment, I'm getting a drink. It was death. And I don't remember the verb, but it was something death. And I went, death? Ugh. I go, oh, okay, there's a murder. There's police in this area. She's trying to, find a house to sell. There's police. Like, 10 cop cars, maybe 5 or 10. And, crime, yellow tape all around the area. And she's like, oh my God, but it's a nice neighborhood though. There's a murder. And I saw, I don't know if I asked the Oracle again, I might have, is there a cop by themselves or something like that? And then the answer was yes, that was it, simple. And I went to the cop, and I might have rolled again, and it was a young cop. Maybe it was our first Oracle question. It was a young cop. Like when I rolled verb and noun again, it was like something that I could kind of interpret as young, inexperienced or something. And I asked the question, she had a D12 for charm, the salesperson, you know what I mean? A D12 for the charm, which is the spirit. So D12 for spirit. So she had the D12 here for spirit and then the spark die. Okay, and she did an extraordinary spark. So she had charm and her spark die landed on a 5 or something like that. 4 or more, you succeed on either or, just like the wild die of Savage Worlds and your attribute die. Okay, but originally my game was the spark die you had to land on a 6 to get the spark, and it became a little bit too hard playtesting to get that 6 going. So I did it the same, TN of 4, target number of 4 for both. So she succeeded, she had a skill, so she unlocked an extraordinary spark. When I rolled on the tables, it rolled on to where I interpreted as it was a domestic dispute. That's not the words that I rolled on. That's how I interpreted it. And I said, okay, well, then it was, I asked the police officer, the young one, all by himself, and extraordinary spark. That means I extraordinarily succeeded. That means he's going to give me more information than, I should get. Extraordinary, So he tells me that it was a husband and wife had a dispute. There was a divorce, and they, I don't remember how the murder happened at that point, because things evolved more and more where it started getting all fishy, and there was other people involved. Other real estate agents were involved because this house was a lot of money. They want to get the commission. But it was I believe it was the husband, I know. It was the husband, now I have to say it or taking out, I'll just say, taking out the wife. You have to be careful with YouTube now with a few words. And there was a white body bag, basically, coming out of the house. And so like a salesperson, she obviously was, or I played it out as she's very distraught. The real Gloria, she's seeing a dead person. But because of the extraordinary result, this young cop also gave a clue to me. And they go, wow, this is over, we believe a dispute, because we looked into it very quickly. The detectives are there, and they're going through a divorce. And they believe it's because, the house problem and all this. They said, man, he goes, I wish I had some more money. This is the cop talking. I wish I had some more money because divorce houses go for cheap. Imagine one that's a murder. And then Gloria went ding, 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 ding. Oh, wow. It is going to be for cheap. And I could sell, I probably could sell it even better. I could lower the price. It won't be so expensive. The market share or the amount of people that could buy it went up. And it just went from there. Selling a house that had a murder in it she became a huge woman real estate agent empire. Just amazing. It kept going where it got to, I don't want to get too much into it because I'm still playing it. Maybe I don't know. I really wish I recorded it. It's in my journal where real estate agents are running each other over with their cars, hopefully, knocking them out permanently, trying to get these commissions, it just became really crazy. And it was playing this system as a real estate agent. So if you could play a real estate agent, trust me, you can play anything you want. All right, I think that's good. I'm at 25 minutes now in case I edit a little bit. Okay, I could have went through a lot more, of course, but this is an alpha. Like I said, purchase links are in the description below. Price may go up because I'm doing a lot more work. So anybody that's already bought it, you'll just get the updated version when I update it. This version is not on there. It's still the Space Opera one. But if you buy it now, you guaranteed that price because all this extra artwork and everything that I'm doing, I might bring up that price a bit. Okay? I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I am really liking this. Really liking this a lot. Thank goodness it took so long to make this, and it's just like it's coming together so nicely thus far. There'll always be a monkey wrench somewhere. All right, everybody. Happy gaming. Bye.